Okay.
You can, like, edit stuff out, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know how to use it.
Oh,
So yeah, everything's gonna be recorded. Go for it.
how much swearing is allowed?
It's home.
All of it. It's hard cap.
So
I mean, it's Homestuck, so hard cap
Okay.
levels. Let's do it.
Alright.
No, I mean, I literally cannot speak without swearing half the fucking time. I mean, there you go.
Honestly,
it's
same.
okay. It's endearing.
Yeah. You're Australian, it's okay.
Alright, introduce
This is an
yourself.
Australian server, you just didn't bloody swear enough. Sorry, yep. Well, okay. G'day. I'm LJ, or Angsty Dirk. You probably know me from such things as the hashtag curator problems, controversial opinions, and Dirk is not gay, he is not labelled at all. I swear I'm not a douchebag. Maybe. Yeah, that's me. Deanne.
Alright, go.
Oh, it's my. Okay. Hello. Oh, jeez. I'm Dia, and I'm waving at my laptop, even though I know no one can see me. I'm a leader on HSA, and I guess I'm chill. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to top Dirk's intro, so you can probably just go on to Sam's.
An attempt was made.
Yep.
Well, hi, I'm Sam, also known as Lord English. I'm just a leader on the HSA as well.
Hi. But
I have nothing to say! I have no redeeming quality.
my name is Ren. Also, I
Alright,
think it
your
was
turn, Ren. Introduce yourself.
I'm just trying!
talking of me.
Alright, everybody be quiet so that you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Rin. Also, that's it.
Wow.
For fuck's
I
sake.
went to Wow.
Rin, what do you think of Kanaya Merriam?
Don't do this to me. I'm gonna start crying right now.
Okay, Troll's turn. Try to not laugh so much.
Right, first of all, I may have had a bit too much to drink. Second of all, Red's a fairy. Forgot that.
Hey, I'm not a fairy.
Yes, you are. Third of all, I'm the other half of the British duo. I forgot what her name.
We're the Banterbris, Jesus fucking Christ.
Hi, I'm from Wales, but I'm not from Wales. Okay, go very Vert. Your turn.
Okay. Vert. And that green dude that lives in the Evergreen State. That's pretty much it. It's all green.
Here's me dropping, like, basically dumping dirty laundry on everybody, like, you might know me from, and then everybody else is just like, yeah, hi, I'm...
I don't think the rest of us really do much, though.
I would like to think we do at the very least.
Rin does amazing landscape artwork, and she's trying to get into doing, like, arting with people. She also writes fanfic, but you'll never find them anywhere.
No, stop.
The world needs to see your fix.
No,
Is a fucking amazing role player.
no. Perish. Stop. I'm gonna mute you.
Oh, with the questions,
Charles-
or...
Yeah,
Charles-
other questions.
Charles looks after everybody. She's the mum, and Vert is like unsung hero number 1. So
Who wants to read them, I guess, so someone should be the one to read it each time.
Oh, I'll do it.
Okay.
should we take it in turns?
If you want, I guess.
Who
Yeah.
wants to start?
I'll do it.
Alright, Rin.
Okay. It's the very first one, right?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, like,
yeah, and the,
Okay.
the second set of screenshots.
Okay, cool. Do you think Hiveswap will surpass Homestuck in quality? If not, what is the greatest thing about Homestuck?
No.
Yeah. Honestly,
Hiveswap will not surpass Homestuck in
I
quality.
think it will be better as its own separate entity. Even though it's part of the same universe, it is a very separate story.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't think
it's
you
like
can compare them.
But
It's
to
like
be honest,
you go.
no, you go.
Well, basically, from where I stand, it's like trying to compare Batman with Superman. I mean, they're both DC, but at the end of the day, completely different stories.
I mean, clearly Batman is better.
I mean, clearly Marvel is better.
Retweet.
Well, and
No,
if
real
you think about it, I think the development phase of Hive Swap is kind of pretty telling in how things are going to go, and I feel like it's going to impact the quality that we have Hive Swap that has on Hive Swap. Like, we have Friend Sim and everything, but it's not going to be the same, I believe, especially because of the whole development team just basically just like, nope, we're out. And these are the same people that have been on Homestuck for such a long time too, so like they know, and they're gone. So
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They know.
Well, one's a webcomic and one's a game, so you can't really. They both have two very different styles as well.
Hmm.
I don't think you really can complain unless they're like made by the same people. And,
I
like,
will say the plus side of Hive Swap is that we're getting a lot more lore, so it adds
Oh,
on to the
yeah.
Homestuck story as well.
Yeah.
that's true.
If you want to add that onto the Homestuck story, like I have since I've been going around other communities lately, and I've found like a lot of people who still like Homestuck, but they just never got into Hive Swap. They're still very true to the original Homestuck concepts,
Yeah.
not so much the lore that's been introduced via Hive Swap.
No.
So, I think like one of the big things that somebody pointed out to me was Briska said that there's entire alphabets of characters for a single blood cast, and then there's tons of different blood casts. Now, another example of that is personally Fireheart's blood cast chart. I subscribe to that rather than the there's 12 blood casts and 24 signs for each. Like, yeah. But that's like the difference between Homestuck and Hive Swap sort of lore, really. I think I got my message across.
Like, what was it? Oh heck, I've lost my train of thought now. I don't know. I'm just put my hands up. I haven't actually played all of the Friend Sims. I've only played the first one because I didn't have money to get the rest of the time, and I just didn't feel as interested in it as I was with Homestuck. Like, granted, Homestuck, it took me like 3 years to finish the damn thing, and I started reading it like just before the end anyway.
I just marathoned it for a month.
Yeah,
Pretty
I did the
much. Like,
same.
if you see my Facebook page, it's just the wave of emotional roller coaster of the end of Homestuck.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I need to screenshot and post that on the Amino at some point because it's just fucking funny to read it back through.
Don't forget to blur out your name, otherwise then it like violates guidelines because personal information.
Yeah, I will.
Do you think we'll get
And I'll
sick-ass
just link you in
recon
Facebook as well.
and Hive Swap?
Okay, real talk though. Slightly off topic, real talk though, one of my Amino friends did actually disappear. I knew her real name because she'd told me. I was able to find her on Facebook, find her church, find her pastor, contact the pastor and ask him if she was okay because she disappeared.
Wait, pasta is in like pasta?
No,
Not
pastor is
not the food.
Oh,
The
like
the priest.
the church pastor.
This is a
Her
Christian
priest.
server.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you know somebody's name and their location and like the name of their friend, it's not that difficult to track them down via Facebook. Because I did that all using Facebook.
Some people actually are smart
you
on
have,
the
like,
internet
a
and have
basic
privacy
name?
and stuff turned off.
Yeah, like I mean, some people do have privacy in that, but like, let's be real here. Not many people do actually activate all that privacy stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I've noticed that. Like,
My,
if someone
my
were to
family.
find,
Are we done with
if
this
someone were to
question?
find,
We're just telling stories at this point, but yes, we're done with the question.
done with the question.
Done with the question.
it's gonna be all side tangents and stuff. This
Yeah.
whole fucking thing. I hope people are prepared for this
I'm
shit.
pretty sure they wanted that anyway.
Oh, it's good then. But yeah, like, if someone were to find my Facebook, they'd find Rin, they'd find Sam, they'd find Trashy, who
Pretty
just
sure if you search up
left.
Lynn, you'll find an anime character profile or something.
Shut.
If you
No, it's not. But I can
know.
tell you exactly what it is.
if you were to find my Facebook, you'd find a lot of like locally famous musicians
I only have like
and a few internationally famous.
Chris
I
Images
scary.
on my
I think I've got Cal.
Same.
I think I've got like old curator Cal. Like that's already.
I have
I'm-
Cal.
Yeah. We both have
I have-
Cal on Facebook.
I have
I
like
have
two
none of y'all. Oh no, I think I've got Rin.
Yeah.
Alright, do you guys want to do the second question already then?
Yeah, no, sorry, yep.
Okay.
Who's reading it?
Oh, the first, hang on. The first question was from Cosmogyral Jealouside? Or
Mhm.
Cosmogyral Jealouside?
Yeah.
And
Cosmogyral.
this one's from Vriska Circuit. One of the many millions.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, you guys, get your names.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll fucking read them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeet. Wait, has this one already been read or not?
Yeah.
No, no.
Just read
How
it,
Just
just
one
read
second
it.
question.
Just read it again. Just read it again.
Go,
Okay,
go.
this is from Vriska, one of the 20 million of them. For all admins, but mainly Vert and DN. How did you get your names?
Angsty, go first. We
Do
can
the-
go
Yeah,
down the
do
list.
the
go
order
down the
again.
list.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we can go down the same list.
Okay, well, originally when I first joined, I was Callus Atticus because I can be very abrasive with my personality. And Atticus is a clothing brand here that I really like, and their symbol is a dead bird, which, like, I don't know why, but I just liked it. Anyway, but yeah, after I started role-playing canon characters, I role-played a lot of Dirk, and it was always, like, really angsty stuff, so Angsty Dirk, haha.
So, my username.
No,
Excuse
yeah,
No,
it's your
that's
turn,
you.
go.
No, that's you. That's you.
Oh, okay. So, my username went through basically one change, and that was my username used to be Gratuitous Noodles because it sounds vaguely noodly, which sounds like tentacles,
Ooh.
and that's what I was going for. But then I wanted to. But then I wanted to make my username a bit more Terezi themed, so I changed it to Dragon, and that's why I have the lead speak in my name as well.
Okay, can I ask a side question for that? Why is it Drago Noodles and not Dragon Noodles?
Because then it would have two ends, and it'd look fucking weird.
Yeah, two ends is bad, one end is good. We've known this. It's common sense.
Rin, it's like consonant clusters in Japanese. It's like Americans are allergic to double N.
That sounds like Loki told you that. That's cheating.
Loki didn't tell me that.
Sam is next.
I went through one change as well. I joined as I'm English. I still kind of go by that, and then it changed into Lord English when I became a leader. But main theme was I really liked Jake, and me being a Brit, it just seemed to fit. And then becoming a leader, I decided to go with Lord English in the Homestuck comic. So that's the origin of the name.
Alright, your turn, Ren.
Okay, I used to go by Rose because that was who I first roleplayed, and then like around October or something, I changed to Salt because I got a lot saltier, and that's it. It just stuck.
Very inspirational.
Did you get salty for the reason that I remember you getting salty?
Yes.
Yes.
This event changed your whole life forever?
Yes.
Pretty much. Be careful who you befriend.
This is why I don't really. I like noodles, but I don't like them that much anymore.
Like what?
Noodles.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Trolls. Shut up.
Troll.
Can you please tell that later?
No. Shut up.
Trolls, go.
Trolls. Shut up.
Charles,
Like-
go.
I can't even remember my first. I think when I first joined, I was Cholse, but it could have been my original OG like username that I used since like I was like 7, which was Jelly Tot, because it was like a joke that someone used. It was a joke because I hate Jelly Tots are a sweet, and I fucking hate them. And it was like a really mean joke against me when I was a kid, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, it actually sounds pretty cool, and no one has it, so I don't have to do anything to it.
Trolls.
Hmm?
You should change your name to Buttercream Icing.
No, fuck off.
She's been drinking right now, Rin. This is the most suggestible she'll ever be, and she just said no.
You should change it to Buttercream Icing.
I'll fucking buttercream your icing in a minute.
That sounds really suggestive.
Do it. Oh yeah.
Like I said,
PG-13, kiddos.
Oh no!
Okay.
That's why
it's your turn.
Okay.
Wait, I haven't finished.
Oh, sorry.
I'll
Michael.
continue then, drunk one.
I didn't do the Charles part. Basically, my actual name is on my fucking profile, so my actual name is Chelsea. And my old school friends, in our old Facebook group chat, we used to spam each other's names before you could like at each other on Facebook Messenger. We used to spam names to try and get attention. And one of my friends, after typing the same word out multiple times, he'd always spell it wrong every single time. And one of the misspellings was Cholse, and it kind of stuck since then. And it became my nickname with them, and then with quite a few people at school. And it's kind of stuck since then because it's a lot easier to like shorten than Chelsea. Because I don't know, it's easier to say Chol than it is to say Chell.
Cello. Chels.
Are you the main character from Portal 2?
Oh my god.
I've never played Portal, and I feel so ashamed that I haven't.
I never either. and
Heathen.
It looks like I don't want to.
You heathen!
You heathens.
To be fair, I want to, but I have nothing to play it on. I mean,
What's Portal?
Sam, you know the state of my laptop. I can't run Hive Swap or FriendSim. I can't run anything
True.
on it.
Alright.
Top and then
Portal.
buy it.
It's a potato. It's a potato with a screen in it. That's what it is.
It's Potato Gladys. There we go.
What's Portal?
Oh my god.
Oh, then, or else, like, we'll never continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is, I've pretty much basically always had the same name. It's just a deviation of the color green. Either like a synonym or in a different language, but it's usually always green. I always go with Vert because I took 2 years of French in my last 2 years of high school and I really liked it. So I just used Vert once and it stuck around and I really liked it. It's like short and simple and it's pretty good.
Jules, next question. Go.
Ooh, fuck. This is from Conky. What's all of your favourite headcanons and AUs?
Demon Stock.
We're gonna be sitting here for a while.
Just give
Can't
the
even
summary
remember.
then.
Demon Stock is my favorite AU, in case that wasn't like already a million times obvious. But yeah, Demon Stock, I do like a bit of medieval stuff, but it's gotta be like, I don't know. We had like this long-running medieval stock, but now I think, yeah, we had this long-running medieval stock roleplay, and yeah, it ran for nearly 6 months. I think End of Days has now overtaken that though. Yeah, because it's August. Technically, it's still going.
A year.
End of Days? No, it started in December, 15th of December.
Wow. Wow, that's exact.
Yeah, I scrolled back through the chat.
Dedication. Nice.
Considering how much
Jeez.
there was in the chat, yeah. So yeah, End of Days, which is kind of like post-apocalyptic plus Fallout plus Crocostuck or whatever, Crocketeer Stuck, or whatever you want to call it. That's the AU that currently we're developing and trying to roleplay, but everybody's like busy. Demon Stuck will always be my bae. It will always be my child. Headcanons. Actually, just scroll through my writing tag, and there's a story there which is basically my headcanon, how Dirk grew up, essentially. But like, there's way too many to list here. We'll be here for hours. Anyway, on to you, Dean.
Alright, I would say, thinking about it, I have 3 that I really like. And the first one would be Pirate Stuck, because who the fuck doesn't like pirates?
Hell yeah.
And the second one would be Star Wars Stuck, I think, because yeah, it's I know. I'm a fucking Star Wars fan. Yeah.
What a nerd.
What a thug.
I know. I would say I remember
Star Wars is good.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
very
You
good.
proved my
Exactly.
point.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure there's lots of strong opinions out there about Star Wars, but
Is
I would say when
Yoda?
no.
Damn.
No, Terezi is fucking Obi-Wan.
Well, no, not that kind of Star Wars stuff. It's more like instead of like replacing the characters with characters, you basically have all these, like you take the hierarchy of like the trolls and the kids, and then you just dump it into the Star Wars world, and it like
Yeah.
who would be a Jedi, who would be a smuggler or whatever, etc., etc., etc.
Because that's the fucking beauty of Star Wars. You can literally just like, oh hey, there's not a species that I want to incorporate. Okay, I'll just create it.
That, and also I think that just like the trolls being aliens works really well within the Star Wars universe, and the fact that
Yes.
there's crossover with like space travel and shit like that. So that's the second one, and then the third one I would say is the non-scrub. Is that how you say it? I don't even fucking know how to say it. The non-scrub AU where like scrub didn't happen. So like all the trolls have. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, basically, there's a very famous fic called the Serendipity Gospels, and it uses that AU, and that's what turned me on to that AU.
Turn you on.
Yeah,
It's very good. Trust me.
It is. It's really, really good.
There's like
Yeah.
icebergs in there. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
icebergs under. Yep. So those are the three. So
Headcanons?
oh, headcanons.
Yeah.
Oh man, Carcat would just suck at everything.
I second that.
Pretty
True though.
Okay, yeah,
his
that's fair.
denizen was Abraxas, so Abraxas is usually reserved for the weakest player of a team, like of a group of players.
Me.
Saying
False.
Jake.
Alright.
Jake's denizen was also Abraxas.
Alright, is it my go?
Yeah, just go.
Oh, there are a few things that obviously I dislike and don't agree with, but for the most part, I like every headcanon in AU.
Non-offensive answer. I like that.
Pretty good.
I've roleplayed a lot, and I'm fine with a lot of things. I really like murder mysteries and
And
like
Rosemary.
zombie apocalypses.
So the angsty ones.
Yeah, where like everyone dies and it's all emotional, and we watch
Let's
everyone suffer.
Let's
Like-
call you Angsty Rose.
Yeah, perish. And I just like a lot of like magic and wizards and anime AUs. That's it.
Go chill.
Headcanons?
Wait, oh yeah, headcanons.
Oh, headcanons. I headcanon. Well, most of my headcanons are Rosemary related because I like Rosemary. Surprise, surprise. I headcanon that Rose and Kanaya like to sit at park benches and make out behind books while simultaneously reading them. That's it.
Why can I see them doing that though?
Because it's what would happen. That's it. Okay.
Headcanon accepted.
It's a very Japanese thing to do.
Shut up. Crazy.
Go,
Joel's
Chol.
turn.
Right, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot all the AUs, so like I had to go through the wiki and refresh my.
It's okay. I'm kind of in the same boat.
Oh, thank God, I'm the only one. Shut up, guys! I don't like roleplay and shit, so I don't really pay much attention to AUs.
You don't have to roleplay.
Like-
You can just like
Yeah.
read.
Yeah, like me.
I don't have time to read anymore. Like, the main, like, I don't know, like, I do, to be fair, I do like a good, zombie story.
Hell
so
yeah.
I do like zombies suck. Especially, like, when, like, you have all the characters dying, or like, one of them gets bitten, and it's like, do we put them down, or do we wait until they turn and then put them down?
Hell yeah.
I love those sorts of things, like, I quite like the idea of opposite stuck, and I loved Heya stuck. The small bit of it I read, I loved it. There needs to be more Heya stuck on the Amino. I'm not gonna lie, although it's really awkward too because of gore and stuff. But we need more of it.
stuck is really good.
Yeah.
I like the designs of the characters.
There's so many things that we can't do on the amino because of amino rules, and it's just
Yeah.
We're all holy and pure children of God.
okay.
That's
the other
your
thing?
turn. Oh yeah, headcanons. You have headcanons, Troll?
Like, well, I know that me and Sam share a headcanon for the Canon John voice now.
Who?
Yes. Oh my god.
You remember? We were watching a video on the Discord. Well, we were listening to the audio from it because we liked the music, but it was the 2018 AnthroCon dance competition video.
Oh,
We were
you
listening to
said.
it for the music, but the presenter, oh my god, his voice, it's headcanon John.
Oh, that reminds me.
I know headcanon John. He has a sonar. He has a first sonar, and it's a hyena.
Oh no.
God. Oh my god.
Purely
That-
because of this guy.
That reminds me.
To be honest,
I
I like that headcanon.
My
Good one.
headcanon Dave voice is Critical.
Jess has brainwashed you.
I watched Critical before Des even mentioned him.
Is that everything,
like-
in Trolls?
Pardon?
Like all your headcanons?
Oh fucking hell! I'll be here all day.
Same.
Same.
I had canon John to be like a very tall beanpole.
Okay.
I had canon
Yeah.
Dave to be quite short.
Yeah.
Jade, I had canon to be quite tall. I don't know. I'd have mainly like headcanons like heights and things more
One
than
of-
anything.
One
And like
of
my
my
actual
friends,
hair color.
one of my friends actually has a headcanon Jade. That she's an islander, like as in Pacific Islander. So she's really tall and she's like heavy set and she's like 7 foot.
I could see that. I could.
Yeah. When she described it to me, I was like, "Let's do it," because this was for a roleplay. Yeah, this was for a roleplay, and she described what she wanted for the character, and she was like, "Is that going to work in this universe?" And I was just like, slams fists on the table. Let's do it. So yeah, we have a 7 foot Tongan Jade.
I heard
Yeah.
7 foot tongue at first.
Of course you hear that. Of course you hear
That's
that.
all the lady.
I don't want to know what you've been watching.
And she's like, she will fuck you up. But I accept that headcanon for her appearance, but her accent, everybody's like, oh my god, yeah, she's got an American accent. I'm sitting here like, no, there is actually a page in the comic where if you look, her island is really close to Australia.
Australia.
So I headcanon. Yeah, I headcanon an Australian Jade.
To be all mean.
Hey. But yeah, Australian Jade, or possibly New Zealand Jade.
I'm gonna steal
Oh,
it.
Maoris have that.
Mary.
Vert, go
Maori.
before you get spoken over.
Sorry,
Thank you.
I talked too much.
No, it's fine. Mine's gonna be pretty short anyway. For the AU, I guess the non-Asburb one, like Noodle said, for the same comic reasons. And Fire Emblem stuck.
Oh
It's
my
really cool.
god. Oh my
Yes,
god.
I'm a nerd. Deal with it.
Hey.
And then besides that, I don't really know. I guess I like all of them except the ones I don't like. If that makes sense. That's all.
Yeah.
I get you. I feel.
That's that. And then for headcanons, I have a few, but none are coming to mind right now, so I can't really share any.
Okay, Chol. Next question.
This is from Dishy Wishy. I love his fucking name. Question: is Vriska good, bad, or neither? She's just Vriska. Discuss.
Why am I first?
Yeah.
I reckon she's just Vriska. Sometimes she does bad shit, but with good intentions. Sometimes she does good shit with bad intentions. And sometimes she does some bad shit with bad intentions and good shit with good intentions. Either way, she just doesn't give a shit about what people think, really. And you see that again in the comic when, like, Hussey or the narrator keeps switching away from her, and she's like, "Hey, I'm trying to tell my fucking story here." And she's like, "You know what? fuck it. You guys go do your own thing. I'm gonna be the badass and save the day. She's not trying to save everything because she gets anything out of it. She's not gonna come back to life. She just wants to save the day, essentially. So she's like chaotic neutral, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
This is my turn? Okay, I have...
yep.
You know what? I have so much to say about this, but I'm not going to because I think it would drag on for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Give a small summary then.
Well, I would say that to counter to LJ's points, I don't think Vriska ever was trying to do any good. I think Vriska is just a narcissistic piece of shit who just wanted to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do because it stemmed from a place of insecurity, so she had to lash out and hurt other people that way. And I would say that saying that she's just Vriska kind of glosses over the fact of all these bad things that she did end up doing. And I do see like lots of apologism for Vriska, which I'm not going to go into, but like I feel like that comment stemmed from, I don't know, that place. So I don't really know. I don't really have very much of a point to this because I could probably write a whole essay on this. Like I kind of already wrote like half an essay on this, but then I never finished it. But I'm just gonna say I don't really have a very good answer to that question. Yeah. So, but it's not. I don't have positive feelings about Vriska, especially. No. Okay. Actually, I feel like I probably would have had some positive feelings about Vriska for the retcon, because I feel like Hussey just Hussey just like completely fucked over her character development like that, and I feel like that's why I'm so salty about it. But yeah, anyway, that's probably all I'll say. There wasn't much of a point to that, so.
There's always a point.
Spicy answer. I like it. It's your turn, Sam.
Vriska is a character I don't really like, so this might be a bit biased, but to me she's just a really awful character. I'm sure she had like good intentions for some things that just didn't go exactly to plan or whatnot, but I just think she's done so much bad throughout the comic. I don't think she's a good character.
Your turn, Ren.
Okay. I have to agree with Diane in saying that Vriska was just like, she had terrible intentions, she was a narcissistic little shit, and she just did what she wanted whenever she wanted. And I found her really annoying, because like, yeah, sometimes she had good intentions. I can't really think of any examples of when she had good intentions, but like, she just it's like the thing where you judge a person based on their actions, judge a person based on the intentions behind those actions, and I just, either way, she fucked a lot of things over, like Tavros, so I don't like her.
Poor Tavros.
Your turn.
Poor Tavros. I feel so bad for Tav.
He
went through a fucking lot of shit. He went through so much shit because of Vriska. Like, I genuinely really like Vriska. Like the way she's, like, the way her character is, I love it, because I love having a bitch character. I love it. I feel like every story needs that one bitch character that just does everything to fuck everyone over. They have like the small threads of, I know I'm a bitch, I'm going to try and do something good to show that I'm not completely a bitch all the time, but then that always gets fucked up by something, or it never works out and it makes them even more like a bitch than they were before, and then they just kind of give up and go back to being a bitch. I love characters like that so much. Like,
There was a cat.
I don't know, like, there was a cat.
Yeah, that is.
Sorry, that was my cat.
Oh, I know.
Oh, screw Vriska. Let's go to cat chat. What's the cat like?
Is that everything you had to say, or?
Yeah. Vriska's a bitch, and I love her because she's a bitch.
I don't like her just because I don't like her. That's pretty much it. She's not Orania or Remele, so like.
Oh my god.
2 out of 10. Worst girl.
That was a lot less discourse than I thought. That was a lot less discourse than I thought would happen. Because we were all
general opinions instead of
yeah.
yelling at each other.
I mean, we could let it evolve like that.
Stop.
Absolute bloody chaos and anarchy.
Yeah.
A good way to share your opinions, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question then.
This is from Snowflake emoji, villainous, fire emoji, AOA. Question. I'm reading the fucking emojis. I'm doing it.
How
Question.
do you pronounce an emoji?
By saying what the emoji is with the word emoji after it.
Yeah.
She's the true hero.
Question.
I don't
What
like
got
it.
you into Homestuck / why did you continue reading?
Hey,
Okay,
LJ.
sorry.
LJ, check your Discord afterwards.
Rain, stop PMing people and being bullies. You're being a big
not
bully to people.
bullying! I'm not bullying!
You're being a big bully.
It's not a bully thing. It's not a bully thing. It's oh my god.
I'm not bullying!
Oh, that's so cute.
Okay, continue.
For everybody playing along at home, Rin is wearing their one-piece pajamas.
Oh my god!
It's so cute.
Rain, I want to say.
It's so fucking cute.
Dirk has to talk.
Rain, I'll say the Welsh town if you show me.
Gwyn clonfar pw gwyn gwgl ger cwn brof fantasilio go go go.
Yeah.
That one. Okay, no, so I got into Homestuck originally because I was a Tumblr nutjob. Yes, I will call myself a Tumblr nutjob because everybody on Tumblr is a nutjob, and anybody from Tumblr will agree with me on that. But I just saw it everywhere, and I was like, oh hey, what are these people with horns? Look kind of horny. Okay. Bad joke.
Wow.
Bad joke. But yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, actually, I remember the exact post that made me interested in Homestuck. It was something that was like, describing, it was a link promoting a website where literally you just keyboard smash and it will type out an essay for you. And the essay it started typing out for me was about Homestuck. And that was actually where I learned like exactly what Homestuck was, aside from weird people, little tiny people with horns. So I looked it up, started reading. This was in 2013. Started reading, and I got to the bit just after Kids Go God Tier, and then because I went away for a weekend after that, I didn't actually keep reading it. Fast forward about 3 years to end of 2016. I'm living, I've got a new place. I'm living out on my own, bored as hell. So I started looking around Amino, and I found Homestuck Amino, and I was like, oh hey, I remember being interested in this a long time ago. So I reread the comic, and yeah, joined the Amino while I was rereading.
Alright.
Sorry, I have a blocked nose, so if I keep talking, I'm gonna like suffocate.
Perish.
Alrighty.
I already did.
So, I think okay, in high school, I knew about Homestuck because all the fucking weirdos were really into Homestuck, which I think kind of really just turned me off to the whole thing. So I didn't actually start reading until I was in college, and until one of the weirdos from high school convinced me to read it. And then I think it took me like 3 times to actually try to get through the whole fucking thing because the beginning drags so much. Well, I know some people think otherwise, but
Yeah.
I think it wasn't until about act 3 or 4 that I really got hooked. So I don't know. Once I just got hooked, I just like binged it. So yep.
We read Life of Pi as one of our English assignments, and if you've ever read that book, you'll understand
Yep.
just how much the first part of it drags on.
I actually
So
really
after
liked
that-
the first part of that book.
I
I thought
mean-
the first part was super interesting.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did too because I'm a slut for knowledge. But
Knowledge slut.
yeah, pretty much. I'm a slut for information. But yeah, like it really does drag on though when you want to get to the actual story. For me, it was the actual story of Life of Pi, like the center bit that kind of like, boring. But yeah, I think like if you've read Life of Pi, then Homestuck is more interesting even in the first act. Anyway, sorry, I talk too much.
Okay. No, you're fine, man.
Okay. I got into Homestuck back in 2016, so I was quite late to the party, but I was still in school then. But no, one of my friends was really into it, and I don't it just interested me. I was like, okay, then I'll read it, and I got hooked. It was a drag. Act 1 and 2. Act 3 got spicy. I remember, and then yeah.
Spicy.
What happened to Spicy? I can't even remember. I only remember Act 6.
Act 6 is the best act.
Act 5.
Anyways, last act, Act 7. That's about it, because it was visuals.
If we're going by like how long has everybody here known about Homestuck?
Probably
Is it
since
we're going by-
2010 for me.
2016.
2009.
I want to say
I was doing a media course, and we actually looked at Homestuck because
Wow.
we actually looked...
2012 for me.
Oh no, 2012. But yeah,
Do
in the
world
media
ended.
course I was doing.
I know exactly.
Is this my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yep.
Okay. So I think I answered this in one of the Q&A questions before, like the ones we did a while ago. Yeah. A few days. This was like 2016, and I was still new to like New Zealand and like generally English like internet. A few days before I was introduced to Homestuck, I was at a con, and after the con we stayed at a hotel, and I went to the bathroom like downstairs near the lobby, and there was sort of like not great noises coming from one of the stalls, and there were Miriam and Kara horns, and I think you can guess what was happening in the stall. But a few days after that, I introduced one of my friends. A few days after that, one of my friends told me about Homestuck because she was like really into it, and that was like one of the first proper English like long series I've read, and so yeah. Chols, it's your turn. Chols, you gotta say it.
Huh?
You gotta say it.
Rin delivered on the goods, so clan vibe was quick, I could get it and jump in can't see go.
Okay.
What? You're swearing because you're drunk. It sounded so much funnier than usual.
Oh dear.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, when she's at her peak.
I'm keeping like half a glass
Anyway.
jug cider on the floor in my room, and my big Scooby-Doo cup is still full as well.
Skull. I mean, drink responsibly.
Go, Chols,
Mate,
answer the question.
I'm 21. I'm legal in America and England now. It's fine. I can drink.
Wow, you're legal.
Yeah, I'm legal now. I'm no longer in a banned substance. Great shit. Yeah, Homestuck. That's a thing. That's why we're here, I guess. Yeah, like I'm kind of ashamed to say, but like I actually found out about Homestuck through reading fan fiction for YouTubers I used to watch like religiously back in the day. Like this would have been like 2014 sort of time, I think. Like I was reading fanfic from like these fucking YouTubers, and the author of the fanfics, they also wrote these one shots about weird grey kids with candy corn strapped to their heads. That's how I just used to describe it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I looked into it, and it's like, what? Because I found all the artwork. I'm like, is this an anime? Like, without realizing that it's a fucking meme. It's like, is it an anime? What is it? And then I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like way back then, the fandom tried to confuse the internet and make them all think that
Mhm.
Homestuck was an anime. So,
Petition.
Not the cartoon section.
I want this so much. Like when I first found out, like, oh shit, yeah, it's this thing online. I was like, it's overhyped to shit. The internet's lied to me, so I kind of forgot about it. And then like it wasn't until like Halloween 2015 where I was reading fucking fanfic again. You know, as the trash I am. and it was listed on like, you've read this, what about reading this? And it was another thing. I was like, Homestuck, that sounds familiar. Oh, and I like googled it. I was like, oh shit, it's the Grey Kids again. And then I kind of forgot about it again because, well, I kind of read some of it and I was like, yeah, this is boring. Forgot about it for another year. Then I found it again in 2016. I was like, you know what, I've started it, I'm gonna fucking actually read it. So then I couldn't actually read it because of the audio thing and the animation, because I was reading it on my phone. So I was like, fuck it, someone's put it on YouTube, I bet. Found it on YouTube, watched all of that, and then actually had to read it on my laptop. And I remember distinctly watching Act 7 and the credits. I distinctly remember watching the credits in Act 7 in the car going to the fucking cinema. For like the midnight release as well, so I was like an emotional wreck in the back of the car.
Christ.
No, and yeah, that's basically what happened in Homestuck. Like, if you want the full story, if you go to my profile on the Amino and scroll to the very first thing I ever posted, it's the full story in all of its cringy beautifulness. I don't even know what the fucking background is. Oh, yeah, the background image is a "thank you for driving carefully" sign with the car toppled over in the background.
My turn then.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way I got into it was really funny. Like, I was on another Amino a long time ago. It was Anime Amino, actually.
Oh my god. Don't remind me, please.
Homestuck is anime confirmed.
It is. We actually
It
had like
is.
a Homestuck chat in there that was like always taken
Yeah.
down, so we kept rebuilding it.
Yeah.
Anyway, my friend,
Wait, you were in that?
yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my god.
I actually want to talk about this, but we can do that after this. But my friend started posting a whole bunch of Mulin pictures. Kept spamming it with like, Legion member pictures. I'm like, oh, who's this green person? You gotta tell me. And so he's like, oh, it's Homestuck. And I'm like, oh, what's Homestuck? And how do you read it? And he showed me. I got into it. It was boring at first, but I kept reading it for the legions. And then when I finally got to all the legions, I'm like, I might as well finish this. And so I finished all of it. And that's how it happened.
What an interesting story, man.
It's inspirational.
Of course you did it for the fucking green. Of course you did.
Always do it for the green.
Always for the green. It's funny because he's American too, so like the green is what they refer to their money as. For all you non-Americans who didn't know that,
I'm just
Or
like
weed.
Mexican.
I thought of weed.
yeah, I thought it was.
I mean,
I thought of money.
I
It,
didn't.
it just
If you
shows
say a
us all
blue
what our
though, then
priorities are.
yeah.
Next question then.
Right. This is from.
Skip the next one because it's the same as the first.
Is it?
Yeah, if you read it.
Yeah, it's like the one that got asked before.
Oh. Wait, the one by Just Exist.
No, read that
Okay.
one.
We're reading that one, I think. Yeah, that one's different.
Okay, so this is by oh fuck, I can't think what the fucking symbol's called now.
It's
Not a
like
decimal point, the floating one. Bullet point, line, just exist, bullet point. Question: what's your opinion on how Jade Bloods look common on Troll Call when they are supposed to be rare?
I feel that's a super loaded question.
Yeah.
Coincidence. Simple as that.
Should I try to
Yeah.
answer it? I mean, we all know how it can be like controversial.
Don't
Should
they
I
all have
do
like uniforms or something? So they probably go to like some Jade school or something.
They gotta learn how to care for shit somehow.
I reckon maybe they might be super rare because the Troll Call and Hive Swap is set in a time that's pre-Homestuck. So, like, I reckon maybe there was a period of time where the Jade Bloods were kind of incremental, or I think that's the right word. I don't know, but they were like important, integral, that's the word. Integral to like some sort of rebellion or uprising, like what we see with Zephyros and Damek. So I reckon maybe because of that, a lot of them got culled, even though they're meant to be the caretakers, essentially. So that's why when we meet Kanaya, she's rare.
Okay.
But that's like headcanon.
I mean, it makes sense. I accept that. I'm stealing that head.
Yay! I have a
I also
canon
have
that got accepted.
Is that like everything that everyone has to say on that?
Well, actually, I would just like to interject and say that, like, I feel like you can't have Troll Call represent, like, the entirety of the Alternian society at the time. So it's like, just because there's lots of gay trolls on the Troll Call doesn't necessarily mean that they're rare or that they're common. So.
And the troll call anyway is pretty balanced with how many produced anyway. There's about like 3 or 4 for each blood cast that goes up to purple.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that goes up to purple because there's fuck all for violet.
Oh yeah, that too.
I just want my warmongering fish boys.
I want the fishes, man. Jesus.
Next question then.
Oh my god, I can't read the names.
Oh, that's cats and cats.
That favorite
Cats and
crack ship
cars.
in life.
Dirknep. They're both heart players. They both had Yalda that guy. Yalda something, whatever his name is, but like the denizen that's said to be reserved for the most elite of the warriors. They had the same denizen, which means that their quest may have been similar in some way. But so yeah, basically, I reckon if they had ever had the chance to meet, then they probably would have really gotten along really well. Not meet as Devepida, however you pronounce that, but just like Dirk and Nepida. So that's my favorite crack ship. Dirknep.
Alright, so I don't play with ships. I don't do crack ships. I don't play with ships. I'm a hardcore shipper. I ship the goods.
She doesn't do
And that's
crack,
all I
guys.
ship. Nope. Yeah.
What a
Staying
pure
cool.
bean.
Don't do
Pure
crack.
bean.
This is a Christian server. No.
Then I guess my favorite crack ship would probably be Jake and Cronus. I can't really explain why. I just like the idea of them being together because I feel like both of their emotional qualities would be hilarious in a relationship.
That has so much potential to be so abusive. Oh my god.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I don't do crack ships either. I'm a hardcore shipper. If that wasn't obvious already.
Is it your
So-
profession?
Yeah, it's my profession to ship Rosemary. I have a shrine for Kanaya, so I don't play games, man.
She's not lying. She actually has one, by the way. Trolls.
Vriska and Jake because adventure buddies and like looking for treasure and shit. Plus blue ladies, so
Oh,
Jake's happy.
okay. I don't do crack ships either.
Well, pretty equal there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, 3 people don't do crack ships and 3 people have some crack ships.
Next question, Charles.
Right. This
Next
is
one, the last
from
one?
I think
there's
so.
2.
Second
Oh,
time.
there's
Two more.
one after.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is by I'm assuming it's pronounced Ender, but it's spelt so it fits the 6 letters. Technological agenda. Question: what is your extended zodiac sign and god tier?
I'm actually doing the test again right now, so come back to me.
Ah, jeez, that means I start.
My god tier is Seer of Space though.
Oh shit. Okay. So my extended zodiac sign, I don't know. Like I've taken the test several times, and I always seem to like switch between two signs, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But my god tier is a Witch of Light. But I'm one of the teal signs. I don't remember what they are, but I usually get like either light or mind is what I get. So excuse my cat if you can hear that cat.
So cute. Oh my god, it's a cat. It's so cute.
Right. Well, yep.
Like just coming back real quick. I did take the test twice, and both times I got a teal sign, so I just can't remember which one. But it was a teal sign, and it said I was Prosper, which is weird, but okay.
You're such a Derse person.
I know, that's what I thought was weird, and it told me my god tier was like my aspect was breath. I'm sitting there like, no.
The test isn't good. It's better to just look at the descriptions of the.
Yeah, but that's the
thing.
problem. The description.
Yeah, I
are all
agree
left
with
up
that.
to interpretation.
Yeah.
That too, definitely. So much. Oh my god.
I mean, they kind of have to be generic so that they can fit multiple people.
Yeah.
Right, go Sam.
Little cucks.
Okay, well, if I was to do my actual, zodiac sign, I would be a true Aquarius, but I see myself as a lime, so I am the Derse Hope one, Canrius, Rogue of Hope, you know.
I thought you were Knight of Space.
That was a long
No.
time ago.
No, that was,
That was
the
a long time
yeah.
ago.
Wow.
my extended zodiac. I don't like that test. It sucked.
I mean,
It was Sagittarius or something, and that was the Sagittarius, and Aries. That was Time and Derse, and my god tier is Witch of Time.
Man, we got two witches. You guys scare me.
Witches are awesome. Witches are awesome.
They end up turning us into frogs or something. Trolls.
Well, when I did the quiz, I actually got I got the god tier that I actually use anyway, and the moon I normally identify with, which would be Prosper and Life, because I'm the Pag of Loaf.
Hey.
And like,
I love the fancy names you try to give them. It's hilarious.
The what?
like the fancy names.
No,
You mean
but
just
like,
combining them?
No, there's like an actual title. It's like Sign of Z, some fancy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, if I go with my actual zodiac, because I would be Aquarius normally. So with the Prosper
You are
and
such an Aquarius, though.
I can't even fucking pronounce this. Aquaski.
Aquasine.
It's like the third from the bottom. Yeah, it's like the third from the bottom on the list. It's the sign of the charitable.
It's the
But I identify more as like in the gold area, and that's the sign. If I do that with the exact same one, it's sign of the tempera, and it's Gemsky, whatever the fuck the pronunciation is.
Okay.
I get them booty shorts in that lovely brown color.
Let me just finish saving up this meme and then I'll.
Are you guys seeing the fucking memes that are being posted as they're talking?
Yeah.
We have a lurker in the fucking thing, and he's making memes
You're very accurate.
of. He's PM'd me one of me fucking saying about grey skinned kids with candy corn strapped to their head, and this one, HSA admins engaging with community, answering their questions, nah. But acknowledging the fucking cat, yeah. That's my favourite.
Where is it being posted? Oh no.
Look in the chat that we have links to this voice
Literally
channel.
right above the voice chat channel.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna send the one that he PM'd me as well, because that one was pretty funny.
I'll just explain my thing then. I am an heir of blood, which is like Prosper and blood, obviously. It's called Gemser. I like it because it's like it rhymes with cancer. It's perfect. And it's the sign of the intimate. That's my fancy ass title.
That sounds like
Sounds lewd.
sexual. Intimate.
I mean,
Okay, I'm giving you that fucking title, me and me, know. If it's not green, I'm gonna correct that. Mod menu, edit titles.
Last question then.
Oh fuck, yeah, it's me, isn't it? I closed it because I'm giving you titles.
I'll read it.
let's do the title. Jesus Christ.
Hurry up.
Okay, I've got it. Joey Clare with the car cat profile picture. That's annoying me. Question: what's your favourite moment in Homestuck? Mine is when the person that's there also put mine is when Jade ascended to God tier, 3 with a line through it all.
talking about. Everyone's favorite moment was the retcon.
Oh my god.
Cascade. Hands down Cascade. Best music, best Flash, everything. It just brings everything together and it's like, oh my god, yes, everything is tied in. Yes, Heya! It's
Nice.
like, I'm sorry. I am a writer, so I am very, very... It tickled me in all my happy writer places when, like, all of those...
But does it tickle your pickle?
Shut up. But it got me in all my happy places because pretty much all of the loose threads at the end of that session were tied together because of Cascade. Cascade was more fulfilling than fucking Collide.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. Alright, yeah. Okay, I'm yeah, okay, fuck. No, yeah, shit, fuck. Just listen to Vert.
No, say your thing. It's fine.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna say the thing. Okay.
Seriously, Deanne, if you don't talk over the top of me and cut me off, I will talk forever, okay? So
I'm not very good at
cut me
cutting
off.
people off.
I'm not going to hate you for cutting me off, seriously.
Okay. I really liked Make Her Pay because because the music's pretty tight, and also because I mean it is. And
You know what
because
else is tight?
Stop.
Oh my god.
Continue.
God!
Also,
Gonna be
because
fucking me,
Lurker. Oh man. Because Terezi and Vriska drama is the best. That does not mean I like Frisk Rezi. I don't like Frisk Rezi as a healthy ship.
You're just
Yeah.
that she's more.
But I like that good drama. So I think that's it for me.
We need more
Yeah,
Bella
like-
suck.
Drama,
Oh my god, yes.
you only like fictional drama, though.
Retweet.
I don't really remember Homestuck. As I said, it's been 2 years. I think
You don't
the only
really
thing because it took up months of my time.
You don't just play it in a video.
Okay, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Sometimes I go back to certain pages if I see a quote, okay? But the thing I remember the most, probably not my favorite thing, but I can't remember, but the thing I remember the most is when Jade had that fucking dream
Oh my god, yes!
Which one?
to me the fuck out. The music was so chilling.
I think that's called Jade Wake, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jade Wake.
Is that after she dies?
I don't think so.
No. But yeah, the creepy thing I remember. There we go. Go, Rin.
I have a lot of favorite moments because I like Rosemary, but I think my favorite moment was when Kanaya sliced Aridin in half.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was so satisfying because I fucking hate Aridin so much.
Aridin's one of those characters you either love him or you hate him. There is no in between.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
I wish people asked you more about whether you liked Aridin or not, rather than Vriska, because Vriska is like does have discourse, whereas Aridin's like yes or no. Do you like him or do you hate him?
Yeah. He's a little bitch. Yeah. Go, Charles.
Going on what Sam said about like the trippy Jade dream, the funniest bit is when Jade got slapped by her own dream robot.
Oh my god.
Yes! Thank you, Dave.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love little things like that in the comic where it's just random comedy. Kid gets slapped awake by a robot who is actually her but dreaming.
Can you, like, Dave's just sitting there like, can you just, like, slap the air next to you?
Oh my god.
Because he's
Fucking
talking to
best.
Dream Jade.
I don't know, like actual favourite part Homestuck. Gotta be Terezi Remember. I loved Terezi Remember.
Oh no, that made me
cried. I fucking
Yeah.
cried. The music was beautiful.
fucking bawled my eyes out to that. I still do. God.
One of the posts on my Facebook is of me screaming about Terezi Remember for like 3 posts.
Oh my god.
I cried and I hate crying.
So edgy.
Mate, have you not seen my edgelord copy pasta?
So angsty.
I can probably top it.
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah.
Say your thing, man.
I like I think it was called Open Down, when you go around and do everything with the dance system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
That's it. I really liked it. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
And
Well, that's the end of the Q&A, folks. Hey.
Oh my god.
who's the edgiest? I think Vert has to be the edgiest.
It has to be Vert. It's always
Yeah.
Vert.
Why?
You guys act like I
I remember I was talking to him PMs and I said I was looking for something and I said I'll go and find it and he said but can you he sent me this really long voice note and it was just something about like but the real question is can you find yourself?
Oh, when I was drunk. Oh yeah, I sent you.
You
That
were
was
so straight.
that was like the
You were
first time.
You were literally so straight faced, and then at the end you laughed.
I was drunk. That doesn't count.
Yeah, but it was so edgy. You also sent me that watermelon one.
That. Oh yeah, right. I remember that.
Yeah, I asked for that. I spammed you for that.
Where is my weird shit of Vert that I screenshotted ages ago? I need to find all that.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Mate, most of my screenshots of admins is you, Rin.
Okay. Someone made a
feels
quote
speedy.
museum. Someone made a quote museum, and I felt betrayed by literally all of you.
Hey, I didn't send anything in.
Yeah, but you would have if you had something to send that wasn't already
Dude.
there.
I have stuff to send.
You have?
I have my own, expose wiki. You just have to search through my profile for it, because I didn't really want to be that asshole.
Oh my god.
Fucking screenshot Vert, my bone and my flow. Speedy, my nerd. This is the shit that happens. The fucking admin chat. It's just fucking memes and shit talking each
I can't
other.
believe you still have that.
Yeah.
I still have screenshots.
I still have that one from last year, but
Darby was Speedy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Kinda sad he's not here for this.
I know.
Just found another one of Speedy.
Are you guys gonna?
I still have pictures of people's faces. I still have Rin's face, and I think I have Vert's face.
oh, I still have everyone's
What?
faces.
You have my face?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't screenshot them, but I memorized them.
It's gonna corrupt your phone if you don't delete it.
I have the
It's the one
umbrella.
that, it's the one
It's
that
funny
you
because it's
framed
Vert, I
when you were
believe that it's
sleeping.
possible.
Oh shit, yeah, I remember that. I made a post about it on my profile. It didn't actually have the picture of you in it though, but I cropped it so it wasn't in it, but that post is still on my Amino somewhere on my profile.
Hey, DN.
I think
What's
it's
up?
the B one.
Do you remember that time
No.
that I went on?
What?
I'm not gonna expose you. We're on the topic of faces.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Do you remember that time when I sent you that progress image of your face being filtered and filtered
I do.
until
I have that.
I revealed your true self?
I have that still.
Your
I look
final
at it every
form.
night before I go to bed.
You pray to it?
No, I just caress it and then I cry myself.
Wait, Rin, was that the one that we did with Mav?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awkward silence. Best
Yeah.
thing ever.
Well, I mean, you guys can look at fanfics already. I probably just read like 3.
Yeah.
We only had 3 lists, we only
Yeah, see, we
picked
thought
3,
ahead.
didn't we?
When we chose 3, we ended up only doing 3.
Thought ahead. Hell yeah.
We planned ahead without planning ahead.
Who wants to read theirs?
Oh my god, wait, is this the Dolorosa?
You guys, okay, who's reading that then?
I don't know.
3 inches is still really sad, just saying.
That's the point. I had
No
to, like,
context. That's the point.
I had
He's
to
proud
hate
of-
myself.
I got one of Sam as well.
I have a lot.
And I've got a lot of Rin. Where's the one about Rin wanting to be choked? Where's that one?
Rin,
Which
are you
one?
gonna read the Mind
There's
Rosa?
several.
Or who wants
Does
to
anyone
do
else want to read it?
that? There's crickets. See, you got this, Rin.
Okay. I suck at reading, so
I mean, everyone does.
you
But
know,
that's okay.
oh my god. Yeah, but like my excuse is that English isn't my first language. This is called "What Would a Mother Not Do" by Matuna's Buzzing from the Artists of Mino. Author's note: This piece of writing contains mentions of blood and death. If you have a sensitivity to those, please consider not listening to this. Thank you. Song is After All by Christine. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Does someone want to read the song lyrics? Because I don't want to read by myself.
Is it Wake Me Up?
No.
Oh man, I was so prepared to do
Okay.
I could probably do it. You'll have to send me the link though, because I'm in another arena right now.
Oh my god, you coward.
I'm jumping. I'm.
Okay, you know what? It's fine. I'll do it.
it.
Gosh.
Rin. You're a strong, independent woman. Do it all.
Okay. Okay.
What would a mother not do for her child? Every jade-blooded troll knew you do not fall in love with the grubs. They are to be born and sent off to the trials. It's drilled into their minds and not be forgotten. But it's bound to happen. A mutant born, easily told by his body. She noticed first and felt something for the scrub. She picked him up and wrapped him in the clothing she wore. And like that, she was out of the brooding cave. What lengths would a mother not go? There's a bond that exists between mother and child, with no end to how strong it can grow. Most Jadebloods wouldn't be out of the brooding cave, but here she was, a grub wrapped up close to her chest as she ran. Now settled down, she looked at the child. He had nubby horns and a mess of black curls. She smiled down at him, knowing she would grow to love him. Time passed, and with that, he grew. Soon enough, he needed clothes, so she made those. "Why are they grey?" he asked, his voice soft. "Because I don't have colored fabric, dear. It will work the same," she answered, stitching the side with a red thread. "Simple. If it was spotted, maybe it'd be disregarded as burgundy." "All right. It matches yours, kinda," he excitedly stated, looking up at her with childish innocence. She chuckled, giving him the clothing, helping him put it on. "So it does, dear. So it does. It begins from the moment of birth, and you're shaken to your soul, with an ache you've never known, and you look into their eyes, and you're looking in your own." One night, when the two were sitting down, a place secluded so he could play, he had picked a flower and handed it to her. She gasped, holding it close, looking at him. They matched eye contact, and she saw a flash on something to be. The two were in chains. She was held back, watching this child she raised, her son, dying right in front of her. "Mama, are you okay?" the child asked, tilting his head. "Huh? Oh, yes, dear, I'm fine. Mama's fine," she lied. She needed to. Surely what she had seen wasn't real. "And there's a pain you can't imagine, a special kind of torture you can feel, a cut that bleeds from somewhere deep inside you, a past regret you cannot heal." With the child asleep, she was left to think. The memory she had replayed. Each time something hurt her more. It was like she could feel his pain, the pain he would feel sooner than she wanted. Her hand moved to her chest as she clutched the cloth she wore. Her hand started to shake as her vision became dotted with tears. She held back a sob before breaking down. The tears flowed down her grey face as her hand fell down, clutching into fists. Why? He means no harm. He's only a kid. Why was she seeing this in his eyes? For a moment, in her blindness of emotion, she felt regret. Not that she wouldn't be able to save him, but from when she had taken him away from the caves. Should she have just left him to die there? As a grub, and hear yet another terrifying grub screech as they are killed before they can learn anything. Be their own person. And no one guesses all the while you're praying. The little screaming stranger in your arms might just grow up and save you after all. A new night leading to when he needed sleep. After putting him to sleep, she closed her eyes. Another memory. One from the first day. The day he had been born. Just a tiny grub, unaware of what would come, her unaware of what would be. Just screeching and crying. Why couldn't it stay like that? What a mother would do, what a mother would not do for her child. What heights would a mother not climb? There's a bond of mother and child, and it only grows deeper with time. It's a promise for life between mother and child, and to break it, there's no greater pain. It was a speech. It just started as a speech. It grew quickly, a rainbow made of lower bloods, listening to a stranger who spoke of equality, where everyone was one and blood was nothing. We all murmured different things, since it could never work too. He has a point. She always attended these, in silent tears, for she knew what had to happen. And you're shaken to your soul, with an ache that can't erase, like the tears you never cried, but still keep scrubbing off your face. 'Cause there's a pain you can't imagine, a little talk that keeps you wide awake, that somehow turns to bold determination, that you'll never make the same mistake. And so you vow to feed your little future, assuring that her talent, poise, and charm might just grow up and save you after all. One particular night, a fight broke out at one of his speeches. His blood spilled onto his clothing as his followers gasped, and others stood in disbelief. It only heightened their anger, and they moved closer to him. She was so scared of him. Of course, she pulled him away and ran. She punished him that once, more so scared than she was mad at him. Then vowing this could never happen again. The next mutant she saw, she'd ignore. She wouldn't be back to helping the mother grub. No, she needed to stop thinking like that. Even if it was to happen, maybe. If she didn't think about it, it would never happen. Maybe he'd actually change their minds. They would get he was so young and didn't need to die. Maybe. Some dreams die upon the vine, some they never have a chance. Sweeter than the sweetest wine, that mine becomes Queen of France. His hand swept over the crowd as he spoke out about a recent killing of a group of his followers. The dreams killed before they could grab them. Only because of blood, because they went high and noble. He spoke about young grubs who are killed just because they aren't a certain color. How they won't be saved. Trolls who could have so much potential, killed before they could even go through anything. Such sweet ideas only attracted the queen, her imperial condescension. These words he spoke sickened her. It was only a matter of time before she wouldn't worry about the little groups he was forming. A smirk found its way across her face, and she looked at her trident. What would a mother not do for her child? What lengths would a mother not go? The day she dreaded had come. She was chained, her son held by his wrist, and the Condess standing in front of her. She smirked, kneeling down as she popped her head up to watch as her son was shot, his scream of pain ringing in her. She cried out, trying to reach for her son, a feeble attempt to soothe his pain, but she was stopped by her chains. The Condess just laughed, dripped with toxicity she had. Each arrow she felt, every drop of blood that stained the clothing she'd made for him, she felt leave her body. Her tears flowed, though she swore she didn't have the ability to cry them. She whispered sorry in every other variant you could imagine as the Condess ceased for a moment, giving her a fake hope before another arrow pierced his skin and tore his flesh, opening another hole for his blood to stain the ground. She looked into her eyes as she could hear her son crying, screaming swears and how he was a fool, things she knew he wasn't, but he thought at the moment. There's a bond that exists between mother and child. Ah, but then again, how could you know? She said through her tears, looking straight at the troll killing her child. The Condess snarled, swirling around and shouting to kill the damn bastard now, and then it was silent. A mother defeated, and the child was gone. All too soon. Wow.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry, Ren, it's okay.
I was suffering. Why did you make me read that? I hate you.
This is my plan all
If we
along.
could.
Okay.
Why did everybody pick Stanstock?
we can do one more because I gotta go almost. Who wants to read the last one? I guess.
Which one? The one I sent you?
Whichever one. You guys can choose whichever.
Okay. You're in.
We've already had one sad stock.
There's a joke one. There's something like Nick Cage is an irritant or something. If you want to do that one.
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
I don't know. It was something like that. It was some. Oh, I think it was irritant and Scratch? I'm not sure. It was something like that.
Oh yeah, Air Scratch. I saw that one. Crackfic. That thing, you should do it.
I can't read.
Neither can I. But here I am. I sent it in the chat.
No hablo español. I mean English. God
Good
damn.
job.
That's the wrong
Good job. You
phrase.
tried.
I was like, wait.
Sorry, I don't speak English.
Okay, I'll read it.
Go,
Okay.
Troll.
I was gonna do it, but I
I'm
believe in trolls, and thank you for your second.
I'm doing shitty voices.
Okay, this is I Knew You'd Be Here, the Airy Scratch, Crackfic by Winged Benzene. This is from like ages ago, damn.
Yeah,
Right.
remember? We
Eridan had never had. Already fucked up. Eridan had never have thought. I'm reading it, it's written. That he'd be mate spirits with anything other than a sea dweller, or at least a troll if he were to stoop low enough to fall for someone without fins. But his true love had never questioned who his heart was for. With all this. I can't read that word. That's why I shouldn't read, I'm a terrible reader. Surgery? That would naturally run parallel with
Omniscient.
that's the one, omniscience. Perhaps that was what attracted Eridan to Dr. Scratch, or perhaps it was his gentlemanly appearance, his calming, soothing voice, or something else entirely. No matter what the reason, Eridan knew for certain that he was why he was nervously stepping up to the front door of the Felt Mansion. He tried to keep his clenching fingers from
Decimating.
That's how decimating is spelled.
Yep.
I feel like
Decimal. Deca. 10.
I feel like I should be wearing my glasses, but decimating the stems of the white flowers he had acquired for his mate spirit, though he wasn't so much sure if bringing them was wise. He was so deep in his thoughts that he almost jumped when the front door was opened immediately as he'd reached it. He quickly caught himself, however, and made his way through the entrance. Standing by the door was a rust-blooded troll, whom Eridan had heard Scratch refer to as nothing more than handmaid, as it should be. Scratch more than likely sent her down to get the door, a very gentlemanly gesture indeed. The handmaid shut the solid door behind him, reminding Eridan that there was no going back. A particular thing about the mansion, no matter what room you happened to be in, that almost every square centre of the building and its contents was a pure, uninterrupted green, from the lavish furniture to the hundreds of classy, though quite unnecessary clocks. Green overwhelmed the senses. This also included a green vase filled with clean water that the handmaid was gesturing to. Eridan let himself wonder if Scratch had predicted he'd arrive with flowers and had the handmaid set it up for them, or if they simply kept the vase empty just in case. Probably the former, he was sure. "Welcome, Eridan, how have you been?" Eridan turned. There he was, the sexy first guardian that was Doc Scratch. He smiled. "I've been doing excellent now that you're here. The better question is, how have you been?" Scratch chuckled. "I could say the same as you." The two of them sat down at a long table lit with green candles, exchanging jokes, stories, and witty, flirtatious lines. Finally, the handmaid came by, bringing dinner. Spaghetti, the most stereotypically romantic food known to trollkind. Perhaps that was why it was chosen. Scratch insisted Eridan had some, although he didn't have any himself. The romance persisted, with only a short pause for Scratch to slowly use a napkin to wipe some sauce from around Eridan's lips. Next, Scratch took Eridan to a bedroom. Is this safe to read?
No, just
Complete with a bed built for two,
just say
carefully
stuff
arranged.
happened. And we're good.
Okay. Carefully arranged in the center was a collection of chips, cookies, candies, sodas, and other treats. Alternian Netflix was open on a TV on the wall opposite to the TV. Eridan couldn't help but notice all the anime in Scratch's recommended for you feed. His heart fluttered. His love shared his secret interest in anime, it seemed, especially historical anime. Oh no. Scratch noticed his noticing.
I have seen all conceivable animes, though it never hurts to see one on the TV from time to time. Alas, I cannot acquire any merch. Oh my god, this fucking conversation. The two of them sat down on the bed together, and after a bit of searching, settled on watching the romantic comedic tragedy, Sugoi Quest for... I'm gonna completely butcher saying that.
Kokoro. That's the right way of pronouncing it.
Kokoro, a true classic. During the last scene, Scratch guided Eridan's head towards him and pulled him close, knowing exactly what to do without having to exchange any words. Eridan began to kiss. While his love didn't have a mouth, per se, one can argue that anything was a mouth if one was brave enough. As gentle green electricity sparkled between Scratch and Eridan, Eridan knew that he had made the right choice in lovers, as Scratch had already knew he had done. Miss Paint sighed and shook her head. Andrew was making crack ships again. Something about making a post about all ships being canon. All she knew was that she didn't want to be a part of it. She continued on her way, wondering who would be next. Perhaps Neptune and Lord English. She'd seen Hussy do weirder things, perfectly honest. Yeah. I really want to see a Neptune and Lord English crack ship now.
Jesus Christ.
Can we get this person to do another one?
Anything
Please.
is a mouth if you try hard enough.
I hope the movie comes out.
I apologize. Like
50 Shades of Dark Scratch, but with Eridan.
Oh my god. 50 Shades of White.
50 Shades of Kibble.
50 Shades of Green because of all the fucking green.
That's what I'm talking about.
No! Stop!
That's wet dream.
Look already. Oh. I fucking apologize about my terrible pronunciation and my inability to read. I haven't got my glasses on.
Everyone
okay,
kind of
you can
stutters, so that's fine. It's not a big deal.
I almost dropped my phone on my face. Oh my god.
Well, we've done everything we can, haven't we?
Yeah, actually.
You'll
Do
say
you guys want to end it already? Because like I gotta go already anyway.
Can we do this
Fine with
again?
me.
Yeah, we can. If like
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. I'll put that in the blog or whatever to see if people are interested.
Yes.
Hell yes. Let's do it.
I'm gonna throw in all of Loki's memes as well, because why not?
Yes.
Do it as you do.
Can we get Loki to like scream before we like close off the thing?
Can you what?
Loki
just, like,
has been lurking.
Yeah, the lurking's okay. No scream, but
Doesn't
I don't
want
know,
to do
does-
the scrum.
Loki, say something.
Say something, silent mirror.
Yeah.
He just
Coward.
I think we heard him breathe. That counts.
I think that's the microphone hit.
That was his microphone being turned back on.
Yeah. No, I muted him. This is tired call.
Are you guys gonna want to say bye?
Oh, good. We do it in reverse order.
Oh, okay.
Vert, you're first. Haha. Suck
You-
shit.
No, man. Okay. This was fun. If you guys thought this was fun too, feel free to say that you want to hear more of this in the comments.
Oh shit, it's me. Yeah. This was fun. I'm really fucking tired and I'm drunk.
oh, the memes were fucking brilliant though. You should
Yeah.
have seen the fucking memes
Yeah.
in the.
We can add the memes to the post.
Yeah. Oh my god. And the fucking PMs from Rin.
No, I will slaughter you all in your sleep.
You say that, but I've already like screenshotted everything, Ren. You can't.
It's okay, Rin. I won't betray you.
Bye.
Oh.
Gotta stay by.
Oh, yeah, Rin, it's your turn, Rin.
If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media.
God, you stop.
That physically hurt.
Ta-ta for now, my lovelies.